Next up, our second super fight of the evening, Stephen Hill, a purple belt from Nova BJJ, and his opponent, Sam Quinn, a purple belt from Stealth BJJ. And Stephen Hill's been grafting hard. The game plan is to set a pace that no one can keep up with and be relentless with his positioning and passing and get the back exposure. Let's see if he can do that against Sam Quinn tonight. Stephen with a nice low stance, shrugging the head off. Looking for that single leg earlier. I like the way he's changing the levels here. Sam Quinn has said that Stephen's known for his aggressive style, and he plans to counter it in the way that he's looking to enjoy the aggressive style, and it's easier to deal with people when they have a passive game. You know? So if someone's a bit more reckless and more aggressive, Sam believes that he can catch his opponents in submissions easier that way.
Sam has a very attacking style. He likes to work in leg locks and no-gi as well, so it'd be interesting to see what he can work from here. Obviously at this stage, pure wrestling, so you know, submission attacks from standing and pure wrestling.
The word around the campfire as well is that Stephen's got some dangerous leg locks, and he feels as though he's underrated in that respect. So don't be surprised if he pulls out a spectacular leg lock today that may go and mix up with the passing as well. He does a great job of using the leg locks to initiate the passing. But like you said, Yusuf, they're very happy to stand here, fight for the head position, fight for the control of the head and one arm. Stephen briefly changed levels to gauge the response of his opponent, but a very methodical and tactical approach from both guys so far.
Neither of them really going for the kill, going for the takedown as such at the moment, but I think they're both trying to feel each other out. Maybe it's very early stages in the match as well, so let's see what they have in offer for us further on.
And Sam, getting ready for this fight, said that he studied a lot of tape. He takes people on how good their game is, not their belt colour. In the matches he's expected to lose, he always performs way better. In the past he's won against black belts, so coming from the SPG black belts and submitting those in 2 wins actually over the SPG black belts in competition. A win over Ben Hills, 40 plus gold medals for Sam as well.
So Sam decides to sit straight down as soon as the bell goes and work from his back. I think this is where his comfort zone is. He'll be trying to use that butterfly hook to get some kind of elevation. He loves his foot locks and leg locks from 50-50. Come away from a recent win up in Preston with a heel hook from the 50-50 guard. Come on guys, let's see some action, let's go.
And there's Steve's pressure passing we spoke about, looking immediately to force the half guard to knee slice. As if he takes a back step to try and get the saddle position, he's going to try and skip the leg out.
Last step there, nice.
Stephen accepting guard here. What does Steve have to do to really get past these dexterous legs of Sam Quinn?
Well, he needs to get tight to the hips. I think he needs to either work under over or double under. It's going to be hard to pass on the outside with somebody with a really good guard retention like Sam. But let's see what he can do. I mean, could be surprised. See how he's blocking the hips with his foot there. I think it's going to be hard for him to work any kind of knee cut in that particular position.
Steve alluded to the fact as well that he would have made weight for the tournament, but when the organisers offered him a super fight against the top guy in the country, he jumped at the chance to prove himself.
Absolutely. So we wanted to try and get both of these on the tournament, but obviously neither of them were particularly within weight. Sam decided not to take it. I think it was a fellow teammate of his, Jed, that took a spot, and he kind of wanted to steer clear from the tournament, so it kind of made sense to have both of these as a super fight instead.
Steve now looking to pressure pass, but again the pull down on the head from Quinn, he understands that if he controls the posture, he controls the direction of the body. Often you'll see people not control the posture and wonder why they get their guard passed, but if you pull the guy's head down to the ground, that's where his body's going to follow. Steve with the heavy hips out. Steve is looking big as well. It looks like he's been putting on the weight here to make sure that he's got dominant pressure.
Well, in fact, I think he's lost quite a bit of weight for this. I think, I can't remember exactly the numbers, but he had a bit of work to do to get down to weight to 90.
So maybe he was floating a lot heavier, so he wanted a super fight, didn't do the tournament for the various reasons, because he wanted a top guy. And he's kept some of his power and his strength, but he wanted to be a bit faster.
Possibly.
Interesting. And Sam said that he got used to competing in the under 90 kilogram division. So he's not fussed who he beats. If he wins, it doesn't really make a statement for him. He just wants to win some more. He just wants to get in there and compete.
Yeah, I think he's pretty regular on, obviously with the limitations of the fact that there's not a lot of shows, not a lot of competitions on at the moment. I think he's trying to get himself out there as much as he can. I think he came away with a win from last weekend as well. I'm not sure where that was, but there's somewhere up north where they were doing some show, and so he seems to be winning quite a lot at the moment.
He's currently actually unbeaten in amateur MMA, English no-gi champion and Naga European silver medalist, British no-gi champion. The list goes on. Steve's a very well decorated fighter as well as a no-gi grappler. Steve looking to lock up the footlock here.
He's got a nice bite on that.
Found it difficult to secure that saddle position.
He's lost the position as well, so he sat back for the footlock, lost top position. I don't know if he's still got a bite on that foot or at least some kind of purchase of it.
Sam doing a good job of pushing that right leg off, getting that off his hip. It really does take away Steve's leverage to initiate those footlocks. You see there, it's a fight. And immediately Steve opts to get on top.
Nice. Does a good job with that.
It's a smart read though, in sensing that the footlock's not there. Don't force it. Use it as an advantage to get back in the top position. Do what he does best, which is dominate from the top position.
Notice Sam's constantly blocking his bottom leg as well. This is going to make it really hard for Steve to be able to move that.
Sam briefly looking for the arm bar there. Steve sensed it, pulled the arm out. Now looking to control the feet, and again looking to stamp the leg on the back of the knee actually of Sam Quinn, to really take that leg out of play and pass the guard.
Watch that leg going in between yours. Sit back and reposition yourself.
Quinn now looking to sneak that leg in, but careful about the pass. You see Steve driving that right arm down the centre of the leg. He's going to look to pass round to his left side. If he can sprawl on top of those legs of Sam, that's why Sam's fanning that leg out there. Doesn't want to allow his legs to be collapsed, which will allow Steve to try and pass the guard. Submission series is one of the only BJJ competitions going on during this pandemic. And we asked Sam how important is it for the submission series to put this platform on for him. He said it's very important for us to all stay active and working towards something. It's great to see shows still being put on, even when there isn't really any money to be made, just for the love of grappling. And he wants to say thanks for having us on, but it's a pleasure as all ours. He did a great job here on the bottom. It's very interesting to see him skip that left leg in, threaten that butterfly sweep, put the elevation to stop Steve being so secure with the pass. You can see there, boom, straight into the saddle. inverting, looking for the heel hook.
1 minute.
1 minute left, Sam.
He's got to push Steve towards his back here, so he ends up on top. So you see he's underhooking the leg. Steve's doing a good job of keeping his weight down, pressure forward.
Trying to keep that knee heavy as well. I think he's going to try and slide his hips on top to try and release that leg.
No mistake, no mistake. Rolling your leg back, rolling heavy, rolling heavy, rolling heavy.
Stay heavy.
Carry on the front,
avoid
carry on, keep
something
going. Nice, got
elevating
40
him and
seconds,
getting
keep
right
carrying.
underneath
Stay
him.
really heavy, stay really heavy there.
Sam now might look to invert towards his right side or push Steve to his back. He can do both.
Nice,
Finn-
nice, nice.
Steve does a good job of kicking that leg out though.
Go across the face, go across the
He
face.
was very dominant from the top position. He almost kept Sam
20
stuck. He
seconds.
didn't allow him to
Finish
invert.
that, finish that. Watch your legs, go.
Steve now looking for the back.
Good, good, good. Pass.
Sam just doing a great job of effortlessly getting rid of that single hook that Steve had. Sam getting off his back. Steve actively trying to pass here. Knee slice. Both competitors have been flat out in this match. Really putting it all on the line. But we'll go to the judges' decision here. A show of appreciation and sportsmanship. But Steve believes he's done enough to win it.
He was right.
The judges in favour of Stephen Hill. You know they'll be JJ. Hard fought fight, both athletes dripping in sweat and a lift of appreciation, even a little kiss there. But look at the replay here. Look, the head pulls. Steve doing a great job utilising the wrestling early on. But I think it was the pressure passing here, the active ability to threaten the pressure passing, to skip past the legs and keeping Quinn on his back that just edges the judges towards that decision.
I think that last minute flurry at the end played a big part in that decision as well. As soon as he managed to get out of that controlled position, he took the back, or at least had a hook in, was very dangerous on the neck as well. So good job by both of them.